Alright, so I'm just going to kick this video off, and it might be short, might be long, I don't know. So, I've been watching a lot of videos on the internet on EMT life, what is it like to be an EMT, and all of them great fucking videos. I mean, seriously, these people produce way better shit than I do. So good on them. Now, my complaint with them is that there's a little bit of fluff, and it kind of leaves a little to be desired on the actual realities of the job. Now, they give a credible description, most of these videos. Before I became an EMT basic, I watched them all, and they were great. It definitely opened my eyes, but as it pertains to the job, it left quite a bit out. So this is going to be my no bullshit assessment on the job about what it's like to be an EMT. I'm shooting from the cuff here. I don't have anything wrote down, but I'm going to be brutally honest and tell you why you should and shouldn't do it, and it's up to you to decide for yourself. But like I said, it's not going to have any bullshit in there. I'm going to not sugarcoat it, and I'm going to be completely honest so that maybe it can help you out too. So, let's kick it right off. Being the EMT basic on an ambulance, now let me give you I'm sorry to talk so much. I hate when they fucking do that. I cuss a lot. I'm sorry if that offends you. The first thing you need to know is every jurisdiction is going to do shit different. Where I work, there's a EMT basic and there's a paramedic in the truck. In the county south of us, you might have a BLS truck that just runs two basics. It all fucking depends. So take everything that I say with a grain of salt. So, some of the bullshit about the fucking job, because it is a tough job. Fuck, man. But then again, that depends on where you're at. You might be in a small town or a little county and you don't run shit all day. Or you might be in a big-ass fucking city where your ass is going balls to the wall the whole shift. It just depends. So, some of the bullshit. Now, I've worked for a fire department, I've worked private, I've worked everything in between. And my experience is right now I work with a private ambulance service. It's great. They take care of us. However, there is some bullshit with the job. For example, we have kind of 3 different hospitals in our area, 4 different hospitals in our area, and 4 different counties. And so one of the things that we don't have enough trucks, so they make us go and cover these counties when they're out of pocket. The thing is bitches will take for fucking ever to get back into the county, and so we gotta go cover their ass. Another thing too is if you have a shit ass supervisor who just doesn't give a fuck about you, then it sucks. It fucking sucks. Look at AMR. Look at all the bullshit they go through. Look at Atlanta Fire. Damn, I forget his name. He was a fire captain. Grabbed that old lady out of the burning building and got his ass fucking suspended for doing the right fucking thing. And that's another problem I have. Now, this might be specific to me. This shit might be fucking for every ambulance service. I don't know. But one of the things is that it's hard to word this because I don't want to be inflammatory, but sometimes it doesn't always seem like patient-centered care comes first. And I'm having a hard time drawing an example. I would know it when I see it. I guess an example would be patient transfer, where maybe okay, here we go. I don't know if this violates HIPAA. Surely not. A little bit of a story. We had a patient that was intubated in the ICU, and we were going to send them to a higher level of care. Easy Japanesey, right? Well, fucking wrong. We get up there to the patient, and the motherfucker ain't sedated, and he's awake, he's dicking with his NG tube, he's gagging and coughing. The medic I roll with was like, yo, tells the doc, I won't say this doctor's name, tells the doctor, like, you gotta do something about that shit. And keep in mind, this medic, he's my partner. He's been a paramedic for like 18, 20 years. He's a salt dog. Great paramedic. This doctor, who I don't have the first fucking clue how they became a motherfucking doctor, asks him, well, do you know anything about intubation? Bitch, fuck yeah, the man does. Anyways, long story short, she didn't have the patient's best wishes, and it was just a fucking shit show of a nightmare. And that's just kind of one example of the shittiness of the job. Other shit, man, is holdovers. You think your ass is getting the fuck off on time? Guess again, motherfucker, because your ass ain't getting off on time. Thanks, stupid. You better enjoy staying late. Mandatory overtime, or taking away the option to get overtime. Me, I'm divorced, I'm single. I would love nothing more than to get some extra hours every now and then. Nah, son, it don't matter how fucking short-handed they are. You ain't getting overtime. Or, on the flip side of that coin, you work in an agency where it is just pure overtime. I mean, just, you are working extra, whether you want to or not. Lastly, there can be kind of this, I don't know how to word this per se, but it's where organization will take advantage of a shit situation. So in our area, our district, our jurisdiction, we've got 3 ambulances. We have 2 24-hour trucks and 1 day truck. It's our little intermediate truck. We run enough calls to where we kind of need it. Well, amidst all this COVID shit, they decided that they were going to do away with that, and it wasn't on the level how it went down. It was more of like a we need to limit this bullshit, and so we don't need as many fucking employees coming in and blah 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 blah. Well, it's like, fuck, man. What about their paychecks? So they took that truck away. They're talking about taking another truck away, and it had absolutely nothing to do with fucking, like, our safety. It was everything about bottom line, dollars and cents. And it was under the bullshit guise of, well, we're looking after your best interests. Okay, some of the, let's move on. My blood pressure's getting up. Some of the bullshit that you'll deal with patients and people you interact with, you got to keep in mind as an EMT basic on the ambulance, whether you're private or on a fire department, you're going to interact with other agencies. Whether it's the fire department, if you're a private ambulance and they don't have a fire-based EMS system, or the police. Or if you live in a small town, you're going to have to interact with emergency medical responders, EMRs. I'll make a video on that bullshit. But the thing is, those relationships can be so fucking delicate. Another quick story. We were at an MBA. Now, my background is firefighting. That is my background. That's what I love. That's what I'm passionate about. I've got every fucking certification and all that bullshit. Whatever. No fucking big deal. So we're at this wreck. It ain't shit. I mean, it's really not shit. And so one door is smushed in. We had patient access to the other door. So the leatherheads are on scene. I get out on the ambulance. I make patient contact. I get into the car with the patient. I'm the only fucking one that got in the car to do a good patient assessment. And I asked her, I said, ma'am, can you just scoot over into this passenger seat and get out? Because it's bad practice to backboard every patient and C-spine every patient or put a collar on every patient. Because studies have shown that patients can maintain their own spine better than a backboard can. In fact, backboards can cause more damage. Anyways, I digress. I said, ma'am, can you slide over? And she's like, yeah, I think so. And she starts to wiggle over, and I said, just hold on a second. I pop my head out, and I tell this fireman, who's like the big wig fucking in charge, I said, hey, why don't we just have her get out on her own? And this motherfucker lost his shit, boy. Oh, fuck. He said, well, if you're willing to sign your name with that, we'll just pack our shit up and go home. Me being a bit of a smart ass I am, I told him, I said, sure, man, I'd be more than happy to. And so he got his little fucking panties in a bunch. I went and got the stretcher, and I'm waiting for them to do this extrication because they're insistent on using their little tools to pop this door open when there's already a door open. He comes over to me, man, and we have it the fuck out. I was hoping when he walked up to me that we'd squash the bug, so to speak, you know, bury the hatchet. Because I was more than willing to be like, hey, man, I'm sorry, I hope we didn't have a misunderstanding. I wasn't trying to impose anything like that. Fuck no, dude. This cocksucking motherfucker came up to me and was like, how long have you been doing this? I've been doing it since 1993. And I looked at this fucking dickhead and I said, dude, I don't care. Walk away. I said, don't come over here starting shit. And this little bitch comes and calls my fucking boss, trying to get me fired. I'm like, dude, I initially meant no harm, no foul, none of that bullshit. But his little ego got the best of him, and so he wanted to get my ass fucking fired. Nothing happened, by the way, because the guy's a fucking tool bag. But that's one of the things you need to understand is that you will deal with other agencies. There will be other people that you have to deal with that might be cocksuckers that you have to get along with because you need them. I can't piss this guy off more than I already have because then, fuck, we need him at a wreck. They're like, well, we're not going, or whatever the fuck, or, you know, whatever bullshit they want to come up with. Something with patience that just really fucking, I don't give a shit if you're the most happy-go-lucky EMS medical provider on the planet. You catch a fucking frequent flyer, man, and gosh damn, we have several where I live, and it's always bullshit. Oh my gosh, it's never a legit call. There's one, I don't want to violate HIPAA, so I won't say any names. They are old as fuck. They are forever years old. And so, fuck. They call for the most trivial shit. They've got aides, you know, CNAs that come over and hang out with them during the day, but at night they don't have that shit. I guess they just fucking... Fuck, man, they're so gosh damn old. Why the fuck aren't they in a home? Anyways, I digress. One day, this motherfucker... Now, if it's a lift assist or whatever, if you need the ambulance, call fucking 911 and we'll come. I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem helping people out. But this motherfucker shit his diaper and was like, yo, the ambulance, the emergency medical services needs to come change this shit. No, stupid. Thank fuck the paramedic I was rolling with was phenomenal. I was like, yo, fuck no, we ain't doing that shit. I mean, she didn't say it like that, but it was basically like, nope, we ain't, that's not my job. I don't change the poo-poo. If there's poo-poo and an emergency and they are coinciding, sure, I'll be around poo-poo. Today, I went to a man's house, he had a bucket full of piss in his room. It was disgusting. Anyways, this is not a fucking emergency, so she did the right thing. She got home health services there, and they took care of it. You know, she tried to do the right thing. This kind of brings me to my last point on some of the bullshit and how you'll interact with people is if you get on a rig and you've got a motherfucking shitty ass partner, your day is gonna suck dick. Oh my gosh, I had a partner. This was at the fire department. He was nothing but a fucking gossipy girl. You couldn't tell the motherfucker anything and then walk out, because you know as soon as that door shut, his ass was bumping his gums about you. His little fucking cum receptacle would just spew gossip. It's like, fuck, dude, you don't need to know everything that goes on with everyone. And that made for a fucking stressful environment. Thankfully now, all my partner now is just awesome. The one before that was really cool. So I guess let's go on. That's kind of some of the bullshit. There's a lot more, but it's so specific to each individual experience. You're going to have the same petty shit you have with any job. People being dicks to each other, or people being unethical, people doing shit that's fucked up. And that's just part of the fucking job. That's everywhere. So I don't take that to heart too much. Things I don't like is the gossip. And you know what? Fuck, I don't even really care about gossip. It's when you talk shit about somebody who's in our team that they haven't really done anything. They might have fucked up or something, but it's like, dude, you don't have to burn them behind their back and then smile to their face. That's fucked up. So, some of the good things. Man, I love the job and I hate the job. Sometimes the job sucks and I wish I was a fucking paralegal or an accountant or something like that, where I didn't have to deal with fucking everybody's shit. Gosh damn. The public will wear your ass out. Believe me, the public will wear your ass out. You get sick of dealing with their shit. However, I genuinely love the job because being an EMT basic, starting out your medical career as an EMT basic is a great way to get a foot in the door. It really is, because you don't have to work on the ambulance. A lot of people might not know that, is that you do not have to work on the ambulance. You can become an ER tech and work in a hospital. And that's a badass job too. I don't work as a tech. I like being on the rig. But if you want clinical experience, maybe you want to go into nursing or something along those lines, it is a badass way to get your foot in the door. If you want to go on and do some really high level medicine with autonomy, then you can go the paramedic route, and then you can get your critical care paramedic or your flight paramedic, and have a really badass skill set and a really cool job. Right now I am at a point where I don't know what I want to do, because I enjoy the clinical side. Our ambulance is attached to the hospital, so we spend a lot of time in the ER, and I like the clinical side of things. However, I don't like the idea of being stuck in a building all day. At least on the AMBO, we get to go out and about and do bullshit out in town. Some more positives is you do get to help people. It might not always seem that way. Trust me, the job will kick your ass. I don't care who you are. You do it for 6 months, a year, it's going to whoop your ass. If you give a fuck. If you don't give a fuck, don't become it. Don't get anything involved with people. But the job will kick your ass, and it will go on, and you'll feel like you're not doing shit to help anybody. And that's not always the case, because the way that you might impact somebody's life might not be you got a save or you got somebody back after a cardiac arrest. It might be grandma fell in a parking lot and you scooped her ass up and helped her and whatever. Or you might have, I don't know, made a fucking kid's day by honking the horn and letting them check out the ambulance. There are times that you do get to help people. It's a lot less than when people fucking shit on you, but you do matter. The job does matter. It is important. As the EMT basic, it can feel very hard sometimes to feel proud, because you play second fiddle to the paramedic. The paramedic is God in the back of the ambulance. I mean, they are. they have such an advanced level of practice, and they have the highest responsibility on the rig, that it might feel like you ain't doing shit, because the primary role of the EMT basic is to support the paramedic. So while Mary Medic is doing, administering life-saving drugs, reading and interpreting an EKG, you're hooking their ass up to the monitor. You're bagging a patient. You might drop an OPA or an NPA, but if it's to that point, the medic will intubate them. And so it might feel at times that you don't matter, but you do, because your life, your job, your role is to make their life easier. So for me, even on a bullshit call, I know that the medic might want to start an IV. I get that shit ready for him while I'm hooking him up to the monitor. So all they have to do is stick and we can go. If it is a respiratory emergency or cardiac arrest, I am dropping an OPA or an NPA. I am bagging. And I take the initiative to do that without being told. And I think that's what makes a good basic, is knowing what your medic needs to support them. And every paramedic is different. But in my experience, I know the paramedic I work with, 90% of the time, on the calls we got, he's going to start an IV, he's going to hook them up to at least a 4-lead blood pressure cuff and O2 sat monitor. So I know that while he's getting his IV going, I'm doing all that other crap, so he doesn't have to do it. Keep in mind that all of that is, the monitor is a medic's tool. However, it's good as a basic to know it. And then I'm getting the drugs ready, because maybe it's something that I can administer. Albuterol, nitrostat, aspirin, activated charcoal, high flow oxygen, all that stuff. I try to keep that in my mind so that that's one less thing that they have to worry about. And an intubation, knowing the anatomy of the upper airway, so that maybe I can apply carotid pressure while they're dropping in the tube. Whatever the fuck they're doing. That matters, because it does make your medic's life easier, and thus, by extension, you are helping save people. Even though it doesn't feel like that always. Cardiac arrest. The medic ain't doing compressions and getting drugs ready and shocking and hooking up the monitor and all that bullshit. So that is a role that you do play. And it does matter. Some of the other things I enjoy about the job is the team. I love the guys and girls that I work with. We go over to their houses, we all know each other, we spend time with each other, and we take care of each other. When I went through my divorce, one of my coworkers, who I wasn't really super tight with, immediately offered me a place to stay. He's like, you come, you move in here, we'll get your shit up in here, and you have a place to stay. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about rent. Don't worry about food. Just let's get you back on your feet. And I'm sure that's in other jobs, but it's predominantly in fire, EMS, and police. So I love those guys. I love interacting with people. I love people. Sometimes. But again, that's a love-hate thing. But I love fucking with people. And seeing people and talking and interacting and meeting just so many various folks. You can go from speaking to a high-level doctor to a drug head in the span of 20 minutes. And it's just so fascinating to meet all these people. Drug heads, dope heads. I fucking love them because they're nuts. I don't ever get pissed off at my patients unless they're just being a straight up asshole. Usually I wonder what is going on in your brain and your psychology that makes you the way that you are. So it's great to interact with people. That's the kind of no shit rundown of it. As far as the day to day, fuck man, it varies. You might go balls to the wall, cardiac arrest, MVA. You might do all your skills in one fucking day. And then some days it's like, old person fell, old person fell, old person fell. Fucking transfer out of the nursing home because a fucking old person fell. Bullshit call, fucking overdose. suicide attempt where it's like, yeah, I took 5 Tylenol trying to kill me. Fuck you, dude. I hate the bullshit suicide attempts where it's clearly fucking bullshit. And you're like, dude, you didn't want to kill yourself. You wanted us to come get you so that you could fucking not be homeless. You piece of shit. That's all the fuck I can think of. That's a long-winded video, 25 minutes. So if you have any questions or want to know more non-bullshit stuff, feel free. I think my next video is going to be on volunteer firemen and emergency medical responders and my thoughts on that. So go ahead and just leave a comment, like, subscribe, and don't be a cocksucker.